CEMTV. Reliable news and entertainment.
What's on your mind today? The goal by Victor Osimhen was amazing.
The economy. Isn't that what's on everybody's mind?
I would like to see more women in positions of authority. If you heard and saw it from CEMTV, you can take it to the bank. CEMTV, your reliable source of news, information, and entertainment.
This is CEMTV, reliable news and entertainment.
This is CEMTV News at 6.
Hello and welcome to CEMTV News at 6. I am Francis Oyema. A sincere apologies for coming slightly behind schedule. Let's take a look at the headlines. House of Representatives demand urgent action on Bile gas seepage. ODD oil spill. President Tinubu urges peaceful Osun governorship election, charges security agencies to protect voters. Plus, wildfires forces thousands to flee as blazes spread across Europe. We will bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Please stay.
This is CEMTV. Reliable news and entertainment.
Many thanks for joining us on the news at 6. We begin the news from Rivers State, where the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Similayo Fuber, has approved the implementation of the new salary structure for all staff of Rivers State-owned tertiary institutions with effect from the year 2026. The Commissioner for Education, Dr. Peter Nwagor, who met the disclosure during a familiarization visit to the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, IAUE, Rumwelumini, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, said the visit was aimed at engaging stakeholders, understanding the realities on ground and exploring areas of closer collaboration between the Rivers State government and the university for the benefit of the people. Dr. Nwagor, who urged the university to remain committed to quality, accountability and measurable outcomes so that every naira invested in education translates to improved learning, stronger research and employable graduates, stressed that the payment of the new salary structure and arrears will commence as soon as funds are released by the Rivers State government. Meanwhile, the leadership of Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Rivers State Command has had an audience with the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State Command. In the meeting with the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State Command, CP Olubenga Adepejo Adewale, the NMA expressed concerns over the recent disappearance and subsequent discovery of the body of Dr. Stephen Vanham and other security concerns and safeties, as well as the protection of medical doctors in the course of their professional duties. The NMA leadership, which decried the increasing incidents of assault, threats and killings of medical doctors, noted that the incident has impacted on the morale of doctors and affected effective delivery of healthcare services. Responding to the concerns raised by the medical professionals, CPO Lubenga Dekweju assured the NMA leadership that efforts are being made to investigate the reported cases to ensure that perpetrators of assault and other criminal acts against doctors are identified and brought to book in accordance with the law, promise to ensure that the culprits are prosecuted. Meanwhile, residents of Rivers State have raised concerns over the deteriorating condition of public schools and healthcare centers across the state, attributing the situation to poor maintenance and alleged corruption, calling on the government to prioritize the rehabilitation and maintenance of existing public facilities before embarking on new projects. The people noted that several public schools are currently in poor conditions with leaking roofs and inadequate learning facilities, a situation that has discouraged parents from enrolling their children in government-owned schools. Andalin Chikozia has the rest of the report.
Speaking on the condition of public schools, Miss Rose Moses said the state of some classrooms is discouraging parents from patronizing public education. According to her, some classrooms are in deplorable condition, with rainwater reportedly leaking into buildings during the rainy season. She also expressed concern over the movement of some teachers from public schools to private institutions. Moses urged the government to place greater emphasis on maintaining existing school buildings, stressing that old facilities should be properly rehabilitated and preserved before attention is shifted to new projects.
Because the government are not doing anything about it. They are not even taking care of it at all. Like now, for an instance, some parents don't send their kids to government school again because of what? There's no adequate learning center, nothing at all. It's in bad shape. Now that it's raining, just take now that it's raining for an instant now. If you go to any government school now, you see that the rain is dropping inside classrooms where students are learning. Even teachers, no goods, nothing. Even the teachers alone, if they are leaving, some of them are going to private school now because nothing is being done about it. Flyover, especially in this river state, so many flyovers, but students, everywhere you go like this, there's so much water. Everywhere there's so much water. Let them try and build a I would just call that a drainage that the water can pass through. It's not about flyover, and still then there's water almost everywhere. Like the place I live, for instance, if it rain now, if you are moving, the water, you will be swimming. It's not even a sea. Let them try and build drainage so that we will know what we are doing.
Similarly, Okechukwu Faith attributed the deteriorating condition of public health centers as well as primary and secondary schools to inadequate maintenance and alleged corruption. She called for increased attention to existing infrastructure and equipment, noting that regular maintenance would help prevent further deterioration and ensure that public facilities remain functional.
Because of inadequate maintenance, and corruption, I would say that, because most times federal governments, they do give money to the people in hands to put the place in order, but instead they take it out and start using it for their own personal uses. And secondly, I would say I said part of the infrastructure. It's a poor leadership. They should maintain the existing one, because if that one is not in good position, I don't think people are going to see go for it rather than going for the new one. It's just like wasting money on product that is already there. So it's better off you just make that one to be very, very well presentable than creating another infrastructure.
Respondents also stressed the importance of adopting a sustainable maintenance culture. They warned that abandoning old facilities in favor of constructing new ones could eventually lead to the same problems in newly built structures if proper maintenance is not sustained. They called for greater attention to public healthcare centers, warning that neglect of healthcare infrastructure could have serious consequences and potentially result in loss of lives, as education and healthcare remain fundamental to development and should be treated as priorities by government at all levels. The residents therefore called for a stronger maintenance policy, regular monitoring of public infrastructure, and greater accountability in the management of government facilities, saying such measures would help preserve existing investments and improve the quality of public services across River State.
Most times it's due to bad governance and financial instability, corruption, and stuff like that. No, they should build them, complete the old ones so that that ones can be better for people that is using it.
It has to do with maintenance. So, if you are talking of building new public centers, meanwhile neglecting the old ones, I think the new ones will also get deteriorated, will also get misused, mismanaged. So, I think where they should start from is to maintain the previous ones they've built, so that, and then orient the people using it, the students and the rest, a proper orientation on how to actually use those things, so that building new ones will be kind of sustainable.
But when you look at Nigeria recently, you see that the education is poor, even the healthcare, even the one that's even being owned by the federal government are being poor. You can look at most of the like UPTH and other, you see the structure are being poor, and it's not a very good thing for we the youth, and also people who cannot afford this thing is not also okay.
In another development, the Rivers State Police Command says it has recorded major operational success between June and August 2026 with the arrest of 18 suspects involved in murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, cultism and vehicle snatching, a series of operations across the state. A correspondent now completes the story.
Addressing journalists at a press briefing in Port Harcourt, the Commissioner of Police CP Olubenga Adepoju began by appreciating the media for what he described as its consistent partnership with the command in promoting public safety and security. He recounted the June 29, 2026 attack on 2 policemen during a stop and search operation around Alo, in which one officer was killed while the other sustained gunshot injuries that later led to the amputation of his leg. He said the 2 AK-47 rifles were taken by the attackers, but following a directive from the Inspector General of Police IGP Olatunji Disu, operatives of the Compliance Response Unit (CRU) arrested 3 suspects, including the alleged gang leader Madu Abuchi Emeka, also known as Doctor, alongside Chinedu Oho and Chikodi, while a 4th suspect remains at large. The suspect also led officers to their hideout in Omagwa, where 7 rifles were discovered.
Within the months of June and August 2026. Before I go into details, you will notice that some of the exhibits recovered during this operation have been displayed here for your documentation. At the end of this briefing, you have the opportunity to see them firsthand. Our operational achievements. Within the period under review, we recorded major success in our drive to rid Rivers State of crime and criminality.
On kidnapping cases, CP Adepoju disclosed that 5 suspected members of a kidnapping syndicate were arrested in Obiapo local government area, including Ezekiel Emmanuel, with additional arrests made at Konkom Railway and Ubima. He further revealed that acting on a complaint by Mrs. Oboni on July 26, police arrested Mr. Allison and Dagogo Abusi, recovering 2 pistols and 97 rounds of live ammunition from them. He also noted that a suspect was arrested on 21st July for armed robbery with a double-barrel pump-action gun, while 2 members of a one-chance robbery syndicate were also apprehended and confessed to their crimes. The commissioner added that a suspected serial car snatcher was arrested alongside the other George Axis while driving a stolen Army Hilux vehicle and wearing military camouflage, with 3 stolen vehicles, 2 Hilux vans and a Toyota Camry recovered from him. He urged residents to report one chance incident directly to the police rather than relying on social media, stressing that timely information improves investigation. In total, the command said it arrested 18 suspects, recovered 47 firearms and 12 vehicles, and CP Adepoju assured the police, in collaboration with other agencies, remain committed to sustaining peace and ensuring that Rivers State does not serve as a safe haven for criminals.
Operatives of the Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU, and kidnapping of the command have arrested 3 members of that gang. They are 1 Madu Abuchi Emeka, 34 years, the gang leader, known as Dr. One Chinedu Owo, 42 years, and Kamachi Joe, 28 years, who is their armorer. During interrogation, they confessed and led us to the hideout at their hideout at Omagwa. We recovered the 2 stolen AK-47 rifles from their hideout. We are still on the trail of the 4th suspect, which very soon we will get arrested. On kidnapping, we arrested 5 members of a kidnapping syndicate in Obibo local government area. They are one Ezekiel Emmanuel, 44 years, male. Chukuma Mbanefo, 51 years, male. Nicholas Dalla, 65 years, male. And 2 others. They confessed to carrying out kidnapping in Komkom Railway, Obema, and Afam communities. Further to that, on the 27th July 2026, we arrested 2 more suspects from the same network.
Suspects were also interviewed at the scene of the press briefing, where a particular suspect admitted to shooting a policeman.
We do kidnapping. So, as we carry the victim now, they go drop. We don't drop the victim on our way coming back. So we can't see police for good. As we just they come advance our motor. So we don't get any option than to come shoot. So 2 can't die. We can't come down from the motor, can't collect their gun, the 2 gun, put inside our motor, can't go.
So where the victims then now want to kidnap?
No, they don't go. They don't release them.
Miracle CEMTV News.
In another news, following recent moves by some southeastern states to regulate house rent and agency fees, residents and estate agents in Rivers State have expressed concerns and views on whether the Rivers State government should adopt a similar policy towards addressing the exploitation of residents. Our correspondent now completes the report.
Residents who spoke with the CEMTV welcomed the idea, saying the cost of house rent and agency fee has become too high for many people. One resident, Mr. Solomon, said agents sometimes charge fees that are almost as high as the house rent itself. He called on the Rivers State government to regulate agency fees and rent prices to make housing more affordable, especially as the high cost of living continues to affect residents. Another resident also supported the government's intervention, saying house rent has increased significantly in recent years. She noted that agency fees are often linked to the cost of rent, meaning that higher rent also results in higher agency fee.
Rivers State government should take aware, because people have been complaining about this agent of a thing. The way they are treating people is not good, and you can't tell me landlord will keep his house for a rent maybe 100,000. Agent will come and put 200,000. It is very, very bad. So want the state government to come and take affair in this matter, please. I don't get them. Even for Omagwan, I go find house. The landlord told me self-contained 250. Agent is telling me 450. Say why? That I can't pay for the house. The landlord called me again and said I should come and pay for the house. I say, landlord, you are the one telling me I should go and meet agent. You're still calling me to come and pay. I can't pay because I'm a student. I want government to interfere in this matter. They should come in Rivers State to interfere, because people have been suffering. You can't tell me that even most of the business people that cannot afford money to pay for a house, you agent will be making them not to pay for a house. Why? It's very bad. If you watch now, some people are even parking to their place, but they left their village to come to somebody's place to look for what they eat. So I don't know why the agent people will be increasing house rent. It's not their house.
However, some estate agents oppose the government's interference, arguing that agency is a self-employed business and a source of income for many people who don't have formal employment. They said the government should first provide affordable housing and create a proper framework or union for estate agents before introducing any regulation on agency fees. The debate has therefore raised the question about how the government can balance the need to protect residents from excessive housing costs with the livelihood of estate agents if the new system is adopted in the state.
They are not the one that build the house for landlord. They are not the one that the agency is not an employment to government. They are not the one that employ. They didn't give any job to any person. So this is an organization that formed as an agency that they don't have any right to control their organization. For now, until they key into development of employment or to employ agency or to build housing estates where they can build houses to give houses free or for people to come in before you can now control what is called the agency. So for now, Rivers State government should keep away from it. Let the landlord control their affair. They are the one hustling the money to build their houses, and the agencies are the one organizing themselves to make things happen for themselves. And this is business. It's not for government. Until they employ or they create something that the people will benefit before they can now have access to control.
Government is the responsibility of government to provide accommodation for the citizens. Hence, they are not doing so. And now there is inflation. If you are going to cut costs or agent fee, which market is an agent going? Agent goes to the market. The economy is so high, there is inflation. So as a result of that, let the status quo remain. In ideal situation, they are. But since they have nothing to do, the landlords go to the market and purchase their materials by themselves. So if you ask me, they are not supposed to intervene.
It's good the landlord should cut, the price of rent. Then, when he cuts the price of rent, our own will be cut. So that's all you see sometimes. You see that agents like the house rent to be high. But on my own, I really need the house rent to be very, very low so that everybody can be able to, meet up. I need them more. If you, as you see me now, I really need them because even me, sorry to say that I was living in one-bedroom flat, comfortable, but the way it is now, I'm not be able to pay for one-bedroom flat. So I really want it to come. At least let the minimum of a one-bedroom flat is 150,000 naira. Because when I started life with me and my husband, I pay one-bedroom flat 70,000 naira. So now, imagine now you cannot get a standard one-bedroom flat in 1 million. Right now, even a lady that I was looking for a self-con for one lady now. The self-con is 1 million at this radio estate. I'm still on now searching for the self-con. The least self-con that you will see now is 500, and it may not be your test. You understand? So that is what I really want everything to come down.
Meanwhile, following concerns over road safety in Port Harcourt and other parts of Rivers State, the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) has reiterated the need for clearer zebra crossing, functional traffic lights, and stricter compliance with traffic regulations to reduce accidents and improve safety for pedestrians and motorists. Andalin Chikozie completes the report.
Speaking to CEMTV, the FRSC sector commandant said zebra crossings remain a critical part of road infrastructure, providing safe crossing points for pedestrians, especially around traffic intersections, schools, markets, and other busy locations. He noted that many road markings across the state have faded over time due to inadequate maintenance, while some high-traffic areas still lack zebra crossings. The commandant explained that the FRSC's role is largely advisory, including conducting road safety audits, identifying deficiencies, and forwarding recommendations to the relevant government authorities responsible for road construction and maintenance.
It's not the responsibility of road safety to construct zebra crossing, but sometimes it's not out of part of our what we call orange impact to do. We do that once in a while. It is the appropriate state government agency that is responsible for that. So what we do is we construct road audits that highlights some of these deficiencies, that highlights some of the necessary road safety structures and furniture that are needed. We compile this and we forward to appropriate authority for action.
He also called on private organizations to support road safety improvements through corporate social responsibility initiatives. The commandant further stressed the importance of driver education, saying motorists are expected to understand road signs, markings, and traffic rules through approved driving schools before obtaining a driver's license. According to the FRSC, ignorance of traffic regulations and deliberate violations such as running red lights, driving against traffic, and failing to yield to pedestrians continue to contribute significantly to road crashes in the state.
Well, For a long time, that was what was obtainable, but I can tell you for sure that there's no how anybody, any driver can obtain a driver's license as it is now without going through driving school. Because without going through driving school, it will be difficult to get driving school certificate. And without the driving school certificate that is coded, there's no how you can obtain a driver's license. So that is the structure on ground. If we see anybody driving out there without a driver's license, definitely that person has not gone through driving school. So there's no how you go through, you obtain a driver's license as it is now without going through driving school.
The Corps said it has sustained public enlightenment campaigns in motor parks, churches, communities and local government areas to encourage safer road use. As vehicular movement continues to increase across Port Harcourt and its environs, the FRSC maintained that effective traffic management will depend on the restoration of traffic lights, regular maintenance of road markings and greater public compliance with road safety rules.
Talking to people, when we have opportunity like this, we keep encouraging the public to please try as much as possible to obey traffic rules, because somebody's life could be at stake. It could be a member of your family. That is it. So the public enlightenment structure we put in place in the state is still running. We visit parks, we visit churches, traditional rulers, and we keep that on. In all the local governments we have in the state, we have our personnel in almost 19 of those local governments, and their primary responsibility is public education, public enlightenment.
Meanwhile, the Prince Elite Club of Nigeria has commenced its annual retreat with members highlighting welfare, charity and unity as key priorities while unveiling plans to expand its membership and activities beyond Nigeria. A social organization made up of men from different ethnic groups and backgrounds said the welfare of its members and contributions to society remains at the heart of its activities. A correspondent now completes the report.
Peace, progress, peace, progress, progress, peace.
Speaking with CEMTV crew, the chairman of the Prince Elite Club of Nigeria, Honorable Chief Ifeanyi Isikaku, explained that the club was established primarily to promote the welfare of its member, while also contributing to the development of society. Established 26 years ago, the club has over the years been led by different chairmen and executives. He said members are also involved in charitable activities, including visits to orphanage homes and providing assistance to people and communities in need. The club holds an annual retreat in different locations, providing an opportunity for members to review their activities, discuss areas of improvement, and set new goals for the organization. After visiting Akwa Ibom for its retreat last year, members are currently heading to Enugu for this year's edition.
We are embarking on our annual retreat. We are heading to, you can see the t-shirts, we're heading to Enugu. And our retreat, if you also check our retreat, you see that it's vision and the strategic growth. That's the theme of our retreat. Vision and strategic growth of the club. So we are going to discuss and chart a new course for our club. It's a club for the whole world. You can, if you are from America, you can join us. If you are Indian, from China, you can join us. The motive mainly is for our members to look for the interest of our members first. Then secondly, we now talk about the interest of the society. Hence, we are talking about the downtrodden, those who need help in the society. Then we can think of how to help them. So those are the two things. First is for our members. The second is for the society.
Also speaking, Sir Dr. Achindu Amadi, a member of the club, said membership is open to qualified individuals who are financially capable of meeting their personal obligations and the financial commitments of the organization. He explained that prospective members are expected to demonstrate good character and have no criminal or illegal record before being admitted into the club. The club says its 5-year vision is to increase its membership, expand its reach, and strengthen its impact through more welfare and charitable programs. With the annual retreat now taking the members to Enugu, the Prince Elite Club of Nigeria says its long-term ambition is to transform from a regional social organization into an international recognized body, extending its welfare and humanitarian activities beyond Nigeria.
We equally stand to help people in need. If our members who are in need, it is our responsibility to come to their aid to assist them. Then the society, we give out to society. We do more of charity. Whatever thing we do every year, we visit the orphanage homes, home of the less privileged. We make sure that we extend hands in one way or the other to the less privileged. But we don't just admit anybody we see on the road. You must have the capacity. You must have the character. There are qualities you must possess. One, we'll go through our rigorous screening. If you are found if you are found to indulge in any criminal activity, we will not accept you. If you belong to any court whatsoever, we will not accept you.
Miracle Bobo, CEMTV News.
On a national scene, President Bola Tinubu has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and security agencies to ensure a peaceful, transparent and credible governorship election in Osun State. According to a statement by a Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, ahead of Saturday's August 15 election, President Tinubu directed the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Desu, and other heads of security agencies deployed for the election to provide adequate security at polling units and prevent any attempt to disrupt the process. He stressed the need to protect both voters and electoral officials, urging residents to participate in the election without fear or intimidation. He also urged voters to exercise their civic responsibility peacefully and refrain from actions capable of undermining the conduct of the election. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Committee on South-South Development Commission has demanded urgent action to end the prolonged gas seepage in Bile, Rivers State and the oil spill in Odidi, Delta State. The committee chairman, Julius Babojo Pondi, met the demand during a stakeholders engagement on the Bile gas seepage and a legislative hearing on the Odidi oil spill in Abuja. Pandi said the incident has exposed residents of the two Niger state communities to prolonged environmental and economic hazards, adding that the committee is concerned that Bile, a predominantly fishing community, has suffered disruptions to livelihoods, food, security, household income, and education. The committee is expected the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and UPRC, the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, and other relevant agencies to provide detailed briefings on the cause, extent, and current status of the gas seepage. Meanwhile, as Osun State prepares for Saturday governorship election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) office along the Bogan-Ibadan Road in Oshobo has become a hive of activity with a heightened security presence. Reports say security agents in large numbers were on the premises of INEC, including personnel of the Nigeria Police Force. Preparations are being intensified for their deployment across the 30 local government areas of the state. Process election stakeholders are also present at the office ahead of the exercise. The resident electoral commissioner, Oluwatoyin Babalola, said the meeting with national commissioners and supporting recs from other states is a final arrangement for elections.
It's a few hours to the 2026 Osun State gubernatorial election. As part of preparations for the Saturday election, sensitive materials for the polls arrived at the CBN office in Osogbo after some delay. The materials arrived at 8:40 p.m. on Thursday instead of the earlier scheduled time of 12 noon. The delay was caused by the reprinting of ballot papers by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to accommodate a political party due to court judgments that ordered inclusion of the candidates. The resident electoral commissioner in the state, Oluwatoyin Babalola, said all is set for a age-free election.
We are up to the task. You can see we're all here and we are up to the task. If we are not ready, INEC will not comply. If we are not ready, INEC will not go back to the press to reprint. So everything, this is the last lap, and we have everything on ground. The vehicles will start moving now to the local governments, and you see when they get to the local governments, they will deploy to registration areas. We are ready.
Heavy security presence was observed at the CBN office as vehicles set to convey the election materials to various local government areas. Journalists, election observers, and other stakeholders present to inspect the materials went through strict security screening.
On security matters, troops of the Nigerian Army have arrested a high-profile terrorist operative linked to notorious terrorist leader Dogo Jide and 60 suspected collaborators in separate intelligence-led operations across the country while launching a fresh offensive against terrorists in the northwest. The operations recorded between August 12th and 13th also led to the recovery of weapons, military uniforms and other items, according to the military authorities. In Kaduna State, troops of 4 Demonstration Battalion arrested a suspected ISWAP operative at Carthage checkpoint while allegedly conveying 7 pairs of seeing foreign camouflage uniforms to a terrorist camp. The military said preliminary interrogation revealed that the suspect was a close confidant of Dago Gide and had been supplying logistics to him. Troops also recovered 23 yards of foreign camouflage materials, 2 mobile phones, 3 ATM cards and an identity card. In another development, the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has disclosed that preparations for the recruitment of 50,000 police constables had reached the final pre-training stage, with comprehensive training programs being developed around an improved curriculum and international best practices. Disu, who made this known in Washington, D.C. while representing the Nigeria Police Force at the 2nd United States-Nigeria Country of Particular Concern CPC Joint Working Group meeting, also reaffirmed the Nigeria Police Force commitment to strengthening counterterrorism, community protection, human rights, and the rule of law. The meeting reviewed progress recorded under the CPC Joint Working Group roadmap during the April-June 2026 reporting period and explored opportunities for deeper cooperation between Nigeria and the United States in tackling security and law enforcement challenges. IGP Disu is part of the high-level Nigerian delegation led by the National Security Advisor, NSA, and comprising the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Interior and Defense Service Chiefs, and heads of other security and law enforcement agencies. Presenting the contributions of the Nigeria Police Force to the implementation of the roadmap, Inspector General of Police highlighted sustained counter-kidnapping and anti-banditry operations, increased police presence in vulnerable communities, early warning mechanisms and measures to facilitate the protection and safe return of internally displaced persons. In Africa, Mali says 82 of its soldiers held as prisoners by armed groups in the country's north have been released into the government's care. A Malian army who made this known in a televised broadcast said the free soldiers had been held hostage by Al-Qaeda-linked fighters and a separatist rebel group since nationwide attacks in April. Al-Qaeda-linked Jamaat in Surat al-Islam, while Muslimi JNIM and the Tuareg-led Azawad Liberation Front FLA claimed responsibility for a series of attacks on April 25, targeting Bamako's airport and several other locations. Defense Minister Sadio Kamara was also killed in a bombing at his residence in Kaiti, according to reports.
Mali's army says 82 soldiers held captive since militant and rebel attacks in April have been freed. The soldiers were reportedly...
Similarly, Chadian President Mohamed Idris Deby has granted a presidential pardon to former Prime Minister and opposition leader Success Masra, ending his prison sentence after more than a year behind bars. The pardon was announced in a presidential decree and provides a full remission of prison sentences for those covered by the order, paving the way for Masra's release. Leader of the country's main opposition party, Masra, had been serving a 20-year prison sentence, a conviction that drew concern from opposition supporters and rights advocates who viewed the case as politically motivated. The former Prime Minister has been one of the most prominent critics of President Deby's government and has played a central role in Chad's political opposition in recent years, as further details on the reasons behind the pardon remains unclear. Report says the decision comes as Chad continues to navigate a fragile political transition under President Deby, with many observers closely watching whether the release of one of the country's leading opposition figures signals a broader effort to ease political tensions.
Au Tchad, le président Mahamat Idriss Déby Itno a gracié Success Masra, ancien Premier ministre et chef du principal parti d'opposition. Condamné à 20 ans de prison, il devrait être libéré après l'accomplissement des procédures judiciaires. Success Masra avait été condamné en août 2025 pour diffusion de messages à caractère haineux et xénophobe et complicité de meurtre, après les violences intercommunales.
On a foreign scene, at least 7 workers have been killed and 13 others injured after a tunnel accident at a construction site in northern India, according to local officials. Water and debris burst into the tunnel, part of a state-run hydropower project in India's northern hill state of Uttarakhand, following a landslide trapping the construction workers. The Chief Minister of Uttarakhand State, Pangsha Sai Dami, said a warlike rescue operation was underway to pull out workers still stuck in the tunnel. India's State Disaster Management Authority said 3 workers remain missing.
7 people have died and several were rescued after water and debris entered an under-construction tunnel at a hydroelectric project site in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand on August 13th. According to officials, 22 workers were inside the tunnel when the incident occurred at around 7:05 p.m. in the Pipal Koti area. Rescue teams managed to bring 21 workers out of the tunnel. 7 were declared dead, while rescue teams are searching for others.
सर अभी हमारे पास जो
While thousands of people have been forced to evacuate across Germany, France, Croatia and Greece as wildfires continue to rage across parts of Western and Southeastern Europe. The blazes followed successive heat waves this summer that have scorched approximately 500,000 hectares of land across the European nation. In Croatia, strong winds drove a wildfire into the tourist town of Omis, enveloping settlement and forest areas, with local media reporting that 14 people have been hospitalized in the nearby city of Split, with 7 in life-threatening condition. In Western Germany, authorities ordered about 1,800 people to evacuate after a wildfire spread towards the village of Gay near the border with Belgium, while in southwestern France, 525 villages fled a blaze in the pine woods of the Landes region, an area already hit by major fires this summer. Scientists have linked the hot weather and severe drought driving the fires across Europe to climate change. Still to come in the news. Illegal roadside clinic discovers along the Lagos-Badagry road. Just stay with us.
This is CEMTV. Reliable news and entertainment.
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the concluding part of the news stories. In business, the National Insurance Commission, NACOM, has announced 7 more insurance companies that have scaled the recapitalization hurdle following a 14-day period granted to 8 insurance companies for final verification and regulatory review. For this development, 48 insurance companies and 2 reinsurance companies have been confirmed and verified as compliant with the minimum capital requirement stipulated on the Naira 2025 and applicable insurance laws and guidelines issued by the Commission. The regulatory agency said that with the latest announcement, the Nigerian insurance industry recapitalization exercise has been concluded. The Commission is silent on the fate of NICOM Insurance and Nigerian Reinsurance Corporation, according to reports. In Health, a roadside clinic has reportedly been uncovered along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway by the Lagos State Task Force. A patient was seen receiving an IV drip inside a gutter near facility was reportedly being operated by individuals described as unqualified practitioners. In sports, South Africa's Banyana ended Nigeria's hopes of reaching the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, beating the Super Falcons 2-1 in a World Cup qualification playoff at Stade Moulay Rachid in Casablanca. Both sides had been knocked out in the WAFCON 2026 quarterfinals, Nigeria losing 1 to Cameroon, South Africa falling 2-1 to host Morocco, leaving the winner of Thursday's meeting to advance into the 6-team FIFA Inter-Federation Playoff Tournament, the final route to Brazil 2027. The first half in Casablanca finished goalless, with both defenses holding firm. South Africa broke the deadlock 4 minutes into the second half, with forward Thembi Ngalana converting a clinical finish to put Banyana ahead. Captain Rifoli Jane doubled the lead in the 77th minute, finishing off a well-worked move. Meanwhile, former boxer Pritchard Colon has died at the age of 33, 11 years after sustaining life-changing brain injuries in the ring. The Puerto Rican was one of the sport's rising stars when he was left comatose for 221 days following a fight with United States boxer Terrell Williams in 2015. A super welterweight bout in October 2015 was awarded to Williams in the 9th round on disqualification after Colon's team removed his gloves, with the fighter complaining of dizziness. Colon alleged that during the fight that Williams had repeatedly struck him on the back of the head, an illegal punch in boxing known as rabbit punches. The referee for the bout awarded Colon 1 point as punishment to Williams after a complaint about one of the punches. Reports Colon collapsed on return to his dressing room and was diagnosed with subdural hematoma, and he underwent emergency brain surgery, after which he was comatose. On entertainment, beauty entrepreneur and reality TV star Diadem Adeola has accused her former friend and colleague Dabota Lawson of using bloggers to damage her reputation. Diadem, who made the allegation in a series of posts on her Instagram page, alleged that Lawson had shared information about her with bloggers, claiming that their fallout had led to private matters being taken online. She further claimed that her daughter's pictures were published on a blog during the dispute, saying the development has become particularly upsetting for her, and also accused Lawson of repeatedly using bloggers against people whenever she falls out with them, alleging that she has become concerned after hearing similar claims involving other people. The Adams said she had spent years building her brand and business and will not allow the controversy to undermine what she has worked for. Meanwhile, Nollywood actress and singer Selena Gomez is being sued by 5 investors who backed Wondermind Global, a mental health business she founded with her mother. Shareholders are claiming the pop star failed to fulfill promises that she would be actively building the brand, saying her abject dereliction of her duties has left the company in a state of financial calamity. The lawsuit seeks to recover around $1.2 million it claims was invested, as well as cost and damages. Gomez, who rose to fame as a child actor before moving into pop music, set up the mental health platform 5 years ago with her mother, Mandy Tiffy, and businesswoman Daniela Person, and came after Gomez publicly discussed her own mental health struggles, including bipolar disorder. Now, CEMTV News at 6, but before we go, a quick recap of the major stories. We started off by informing you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged INEC to ensure peaceful Osun governorship elections, charging security agencies to protect voters. We also told you that the House of Representatives has demanded urgent action on Bile gas seepage and ODD oil spill. Still in our news, we reported that wildfires have forced thousands to flee as blazes spread across Europe. We also told you that an illegal roadside clinic has been discovered along the Lagos-Badagry road by security operatives. Many thanks for watching CEMTV News at 6. To ensure to follow us via our social media handles at CEMTV Plus across Facebook, X, Threads and Instagram. We're also available on Nicomsat. Do well to watch us on Free to Air. I am Francis Oyima Edit. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye for now.
This is CEMTV News at 6.